The Fall of Orhan, why Emre Bey was truly removed from the series. In the glittering world of Turkish television, where legends are brought to life and heroes rise from the ashes of history, one departure left fans stunned and heartbroken. Did Emre Bey leave the series by choice, or was he forced out? To answer this question, we must look not at what happened on screen, but rather behind the curtain, where silent decisions, whispered politics, and quiet betrayals shaped the fate of even the brightest stars. Let us begin by clearing the air. No, Emre Bey did not leave of his own accord. He was removed by the production team. But why? Why let go of an actor whose performance as Orhan Bey had captured hearts and revived a legacy? The reasons, as it turns out, are buried deep within interviews, rumors, and backstage decisions, a maze of egos, alliances, and disappointments. In a recent interview, Emre Bey spoke candidly, without naming names, without naming the series, but his words rang loud and clear. In today's acting world, he said, talent is often less important than relationships. A simple sentence, yet explosive in implication. He suggested that some actors rise not through performance, but proximity, personal connections, special relationships. Immediately, fans connected the dots. Was he referring to Özge Torer, who played Bala Hatun? Especially since her departure was announced shortly after Emre Bey and Isem Senebayer, who portrayed Nilüfer Hatun, were both written out of the series, the speculation only grew louder. But the most striking moment came when Emre said, "Some actresses get strong scenes and powerful story arcs because of their closeness to the producer or the producer's wife." That statement spread like wildfire on social media. And whether true or not, it shook the credibility of the production team. Because if roles and screen time are handed out based on favoritism, what becomes of passion, of talent, of the story itself? Now, let's talk about the event that truly broke Emre Bey. To him, Orhan Bey was more than a role. It was a dream, a destiny, a responsibility he had embraced with his whole heart. He worked hard, trained, lived the character. And he dreamed of continuing until season 7, hoping one day to headline a spin-off series about Orhan Gazi himself. But then came the crushing blow. Producer Mehmet Bozdag offered the future of Orhan Gazi to another actor. Not just anyone, but the internationally acclaimed Kagate Ulusoy. That decision, more than anything else, pierced Emre's spirit. The role he had nurtured was being handed to someone else. And so, with a heavy heart, Emre Bey chose to walk away. But that's not the end. At the very same time, another major shift occurred. The legendary Cengiz Koskan, the original Turgut Gazi, was announced to return. For fans, it was a celebration, a revival of old glory. But behind the scenes, it meant something else entirely. Cengiz Koskan was expensive, and the production budget had its limits. To bring Turgut back, sacrifices had to be made. So, young stars were cut to balance the finances. First on that list, Emre Bey and Isem Senebayer. The backlash was swift. Social media erupted with heartbreak and fury. Turgut came, but Orhan left, they cried. The audience was torn. Yes, they welcomed the return of a fan favorite, but the price they paid was too steep. Viewership initially surged, but then slowly fell. The spark was reignited, but something felt missing. Orhan's emotional journey, Nilüfer's love story, their youth and dreams gone. In the end, Emre Bey's removal became more than just a production decision. It became a turning point in the series' legacy. Because Orhan Gazi is not a side character. He is a pillar of what is to come, a bridge between Osman's triumphs and the next chapter of the Ottoman saga. And Emre Bey, with his raw emotion and sincere performance, had already carved that path deep into the hearts of viewers. Now that connection is broken, and a new actor, no matter how famous, will have to carry a torch that Emre lit with fire and soul. This was not just an actor's exit. It was the end of a dream, and the beginning of a controversy that may echo for seasons to come.